Fire escape engineers, Inspector Meneses, here in Carlton in Westfield, New Jersey. And this is fire escape number 2. And some of these things just basically repeat itself. We do have some bars starting to loosen up. An example of this one. Any connections into a wall, not only must the wall be verified, but the connection must be brand new bolt. This whole fire escape is 100% rebolting. Some work has been done because some of these supports are actually brand new, so I'll comment on that. But the remaining fire escape that stays behind, it's still all original hardware. This top has been redone. As you can see, some new bolts, but they've not been painted, so we got to get those painted right away. The pinwheel must be replaced, and the weight must be replaced. But the pinwheel can stay, but we need to disclaim it because it's an old cast iron pinwheel. Those are not verifiable other than replacing them. Otherwise they can stay, but we have to disclaim them as a function if anything happens. These corners are all rotted out, as you can see. So some of these posts have to actually be replaced. They're rotted out at the top, they're rotted out at the bottom. The angle framing, typical flaps. These are all been rebolted because there was some work done. So every one of these came out, and then they got rebolted because of all the steel and the supports. Brand new steel supports into the building prior to doing all this new stucco. So, but the rest of the fire escape still needs to be refurbished. We got railings going down that have the ability for you to fall and pass through if you're a small child, or if you're an adult, you can jam up in these things and then you'll never get out. 100% of the treads need rebolting, 100% of the stringer clips need rebolting. Need more lines on these rails on the sides so that nobody falls down and jams into these. 2 more lines should be sufficient. Change the J's, the upside down J bolts, J hooks here that hold up the stringer. As you can see, all brand new supports. They got put in here except for this one, but so that needs to be cleaned out and then silicone sealed. But those are all new. These are looking original, but see the rust? That's got to come out, and then it's got to be sealed. But those are all new. The one below is all new also. I'm sorry, just the one up here. There's only a couple that got changed down below, but up here pretty much all of them got, except these small 2 ones. You don't have to use stainless steel bolts. You can use your standard bolts as long as you silicone shut them and encapsulate them. This whole deck is brand new, but again, stairs have not been redone. Connections are rotted out in corners. You know, these all need to be verified. This weight, a lot of water. See, when the water gets in there, it just rots these from the inside out. So we need to make this so that this doesn't drop. And the control bar down there is not rebolted, and we need a chain release. This fire escape, this weight box must be opened up so that this ladder drops 2 to 3 feet per second when released. And at the feet, you need a feet catch. Otherwise, the ladder swings out in one direction, and then you got all kinds of problems. People get hurt when the ladder swings out because it doesn't have a catch at the feet. Going down, this fire escape again has been refurbished. I'd say a third has been refurbished, whether it be the flats, whether it be the supports, but then the remaining fire escape is still all original hardware and all the treads. 100% of the treads need to be rebolted. 100% of the superstructure needs to be rebolted. All minor connections on the flats and minor connections on the rails can stay as long as they've been verified through a small hammer test, meaning if you just get here and it doesn't go anywhere, these are not going to hurt anybody. But the corners need to be rebuilt. It's rotted at the top. It's rotted at the bottom. So those all got to be done. And then over here, you should always seal it. Whenever you got anything like this, you can put in some sponge, not sponge, but these foam, and then seal it to the building so that water and dirt and leaves don't get back there. They'll just start tearing into this brand new work that's been done here. So, going down and recapping, 100% of the structural refurbishment on this fire escape of what's not been done already. I estimate a third of this fire escape has been done structurally for supports and platforms, but no treads have been done, no stringers have been done, so 100% of all the connections on this fire escape must be done, and a release arm must be made on the ladder for it to drop 2 to 3 feet per second once it's been rebalanced. There is a new cable on the ladder, and this floor nothing's been done, so this is one of the typical floors that needs 100%. There is this fire escape is older than 1978, so you need to be a licensed renovator to touch this fire escape. It does have lead unless the ownership produces a document that says the fire escape has low lead or no lead. This fire escape does have lead. We'll need a renovator's license. I will speak with the inspector, but any and all repairs on this fire escape will most likely need a permit. and that is to be determined by the fire marshal whether or not he wants a permit on any and all work to be done on this fire escape. Any questions? Inspector Meneses, 1-800-649-3333, Fire Escape Engineers. 1-800-649-3333, Inspector Meneses.